Hello again, this is Bishop Tim Doherty from the Diocese of Lafayette-in-Indiana. Our diocese is going to ordain a transitional deacon on the 1st of June, which is a cause for great joy and celebration for us. And I'd like to say a few words about why we call him a transitional deacon. In my whole lifetime, up until the 1970s, every deacon was transitional, meaning it was the first step you took before you became a priest. After the Vatican Council, worldwide and in the United States, was instituted what we call the permanent diaconate, so that people would have their own office at that level. It would be permanent for them, and it was a way of not only bringing laborers into the vineyard, but reestablishing a practice that the church had had in ancient times. We see that deacons were formed in Acts of the Apostles when the apostles prayed and they appointed helpers. That word deacon can mean helper or servant. So they became servants of the church. We hear reference to them again in Ignatius of Antioch in the year 96. In 156, Polycarp was writing about deacons. So the threefold hierarchy of deacons, priests, and bishops was established very early in the church from apostolic times. As I said before, for a long time, we had deacons as a permanent vocation. Then that disappeared for some centuries, and after about 150 years of discussion, they came back. The deacons for us are not just defined in terms of their functions, but in terms of who they are. The diaconate binds or connects the church's service to the church's worship, and that's a really important element. And so there's a nice distinction now between our permanent deacons and our transitional deacons, all at each level and at each order. There's a great help to the church. And I will say, with regard to our permanent deacons, most of whom are married, there's a different sacramental relationship to the sacrament of marriage and all the married people we have in our parishes and churches. We have ministers who better understand what they're up to. We're very glad to have a transitional deacon who, with God's grace, will be a priest in a year, and I'm looking forward to that. And I know he is too. Thank you.